Okay, so I'm seeing two birds.
Boing, boing, boing.
Boing, 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 boing. We got
Three,
three.
four.
Yeah. Yeah, and they really like just being close to the ground.
Yeah, so they're not very strong flyers. They have relatively short little wings, but they forage primarily on the ground. That's why they're spending so much time down there. Hi, I'm Allison Johnson. I'm an evolutionary biologist.
I'm Dai Shizuka. I'm a behavioral ecologist focusing on social behavior in animals.
We're both researchers at the University of Nebraska, and I do field work on fairy wrens in South Australia.
All science starts with a question, and questions start with curiosity and careful observation.
When scientists do pick a question to research, they have to consider, does this question fill a gap in our knowledge? And is it testable in the study system we're working in?
A study system is a way to refer to the subject of a scientific study. So the system could be different for different kinds of research and different kinds of questions. The study system might be a solar system for an astronomer, or humans or some other animal for someone studying medicines. And in our case, a study system is a group of bird species called the fairywrens.
Scientists study fairy wrens because, first off, they're cute, so we're not losing out there. They're also highly social and have colorful feathers and complex songs that function in mate choice and competition. And because of that, they're an amazing study system for understanding sexual selection and the evolution of sociality. And they're also common, so it's super easy to get a large sample size to run statistics on.
So let's practice coming up with a scientific question in fairywrens. And like I said, questions come from observations. Well, here's an exercise I like to do with students and assistants. So Allison and I are going to watch a clip of fairywrens and make some observations out loud. And then we'll practice coming up with a scientific question. Okay, so I'm seeing two
Boing,
birds.
boing, boing.
Boing, 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 boing.
3, 4.
Yeah. I think, two of them are clearly very blue, and the other ones were dull. And the blue ones are like a little bit different colors. And that dull one even has a little bit of blue on its tail. Oh, well, that's a cute squeaking sound.
Oh.
I like how the ground is really red.
Wagged our tail a little bit.
I feel like it contrasts
Flicking our
nicely
wings,
with the blue color
wiping our
of the
bill.
birds. I don't know. They pop out.
Following our friend too. Oh man, there are all 4 of them again.
Yeah, you can see that blue one
Foraging
further.
on the ground, maybe?
I like how they're all following each other and sticking together.
Who is that bird off to the right? Oh, I lost him. Oh, there he is again. Oh, he's wagging his tail.
I see that. It's bigger, it's got a longer tail. It likes to move, kind of wag its tail side to side. It's pretty funny. Okay. See 2 birds.
3, 4.
And the 4th one. That's a big group for a bird.
That's a big group for birds. If we pause here, so what's cool about this is that we have 3 birds here, 2 bright ones and 1 dull one. And if you're familiar with any other birds, you might think this is 2 males and a female. But for fairy wrens, a lot of males have what we call delayed plumage maturation, where they take sometimes a year, sometimes multiple years before they grow into their adult breeding plumage. And so that little brown bird there, you can tell that he's a male because his tail is quite bright blue and his beak is black, which indicates that he's a male. And he's also missing these kind of chestnut spectacles that the females will get, that they have when they're babies, but these young males lose them during their first winter. So you can also tell that he's maybe got like 1 or 2 blue feathers coming in at the top of his head, which suggests that he might try to molt into his bright plumage this year, but it might take him a lot longer than these other 2 males that he's hanging out with.
I can not really pick that out, but that's really cool. So is this the light, or are the 2 blue birds like slightly different colors?
Yeah, I mean, it might be the light a little bit, but these are splendid fairy wrens, and splendid fairy wrens in this population, these are of the subspecies black-backed fairy wrens. So it may be that the one on the left is a younger male than the one on the right.
It's so rare, I feel like, to see like 3 males in a group, clearly like following each other. They're not fighting. You know, you think of songbirds and you know, defending territories, or you don't really see more than a pair of birds together at once. But here you have all these three males. They're clearly following each other. That makes them kind of unique, I feel like.
So they're very likely all related to one another. These guys live in family groups. So this might be a dominant male and his 2 sons from 2 previous breeding attempts. So, you know, maybe that lighter blue one is the baby from 2 years ago, and that brown one is the baby from last year.
Yeah, and they really like just being close to the ground here, like where they like to forage.
Yeah, so they're not very strong flyers. They have relatively short little wings, but they forage primarily on the ground. That's why they're spending so much time down there. And they'll kind of flick their wings to the side or wag their tail sometimes to scare stuff up off the ground.
Yeah, it's cool. You can tell kind of a lot about what the birds eat just by watching them kind of behave, how they move around.
Yeah. Yep, so all 3 of them probably looking for small things on the ground. And you can see them catching stuff. They're being successful. Oh, I think we just tried to chase something. Oh, and that other bird that's on the right, that's a willy wagtail.
Willy wagtail.
And he's doing the same thing. He's wagging his tail.
Appropriate name.
Willy wagtail. He's trying to scare things up also with his tail.
So, from all these observations, we might have the following questions. Why do fairy wren males get along better than most male birds? Why do males have delayed plumage maturation, where they slowly molt into that bright blue color that we saw in some of the birds? You know, we can ask that question from a biochemical perspective, like what hormones or genes are responsible for this color change, for example. And we can ask what determines the size of the group. We saw 4 birds mainly in that film, but why not 3 or 2 or 10 or 20? We'd like to know what determines that kind of size of that group. Is it variable even between groups and between populations?
The question of group size is actually what we're currently investigating, thanks to funding from the National Science Foundation. We're trying to answer the question, is family size in different fairy wren species determined by the climate of their habitat and where they're found in?
Well, I hope watching this fairy wren clip with us makes you want to go follow around birds in your neighborhood and ask a bunch of questions. Science is always ongoing and ever-changing. There are mysteries right outside your window right now. Let us know what questions you have in the comments.
And if you want to know more about my journey in science and how we got to this particular question, check out this video.